We're going to have Ashleigh in Studio 3.
So, for those of you who don't know me, I am Pam and Jim's daughter. I just turned 35, so the fact that Pam is celebrating her 29th birthday, not quite sure, but that's okay. I'll take it.
Hey,
So,
don't tell secrets.
What, Mom?
I said don't tell secrets.
Don't tell secrets.
I'm not telling secrets, I'm just telling the truth. So today for you guys, I wanted to make this awesome new cookie recipe that I found, and I use all Tupperware products because I was born and raised in Tupperware, so I've been using Tupperware since I was basically in the womb. So I know all the Tupperware products, I love all the Tupperware products, and I love to use them in my kitchen with myself, and now that I'm a mom, I have a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old. Cookies are something that my 3-year-old wants to make a lot, but with a 3-month-old, it's hard to find the time to let the butter soften and get everything ready and be, prepared to make those cookies. So I found this awesome new recipe that you melt the butter. You don't have to have it softened. So you don't have to wait an hour because from my experience, if my 3-year-old wants to make cookies and tells me I pull the butter out, and then by the time the butter is ready to go, he's totally doing something different, and then I'm making cookies by myself, which is fine, but I'd much rather make them with my 3-year-old. So I found this new recipe that I wanted to share with you guys using all of these awesome Tupperware products. Majority of them are in the kit, the Ultra kit, because we don't like to be basic. So we're gonna get the deluxe kit. And majority of the stuff is in there, so you'll be able to use it. And then we're using everything that our ingredients are in our modular mates, in our spice shakers. Both of them are on sale. Our modular mates are always on sale in January, so if you don't buy them this January, you don't have to buy them in the next 12 months. You buy them next January. But they're on sale. Modular mates are half price for a set, and for the single are 20% off. And then you have your spice racks, which are awesome to keep your baking soda or any other spices that you're using. $10 for the small and $14 for the large. So that's awesome. And then we have our, what are these called again? They're my favorite.
Clearly Elegant.
Clearly Elegant. The Clearly Elegance, which I have all my ingredients set out for, and then our counterscapes, which they're just beautiful, so we have stuff in there as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started for you guys on this recipe. I'm using M&Ms and making M&M cookies, but you can also use chocolate chips or whatever else you may want. So first and foremost, we're gonna move things so that you guys can see things. Can you see everything, Mom? Everything good?
Yes, doll.
Okay,
You're beautiful.
I can.
I love your champion shirt.
Thank you. It's my checkered flag. We're always winning. All right, so first and foremost, I'm going to use my micro pitcher, which I have melted the butter in. So I didn't have to wait for it to soften. I didn't have to do anything. I have 2 sticks of butter melted, ready to go for my micro pitcher, which I think retails at $29, I believe. The coolest thing about the micro pitcher, like I told you guys, I just had a baby, so I have a 3-month-old. So therefore, I have to heat up bottles a lot. And I bought the Dr. Brown bottle spa, which cost me, I think, $50 to buy this spa. And unfortunately, I very rarely use it because all I do is I put hot water in here, I put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and I put the bottle in this. And it perfectly heats up the bottle. The baby is perfectly happy, and I don't need to wait like the 12 minutes that this bottle spa takes to heat up this bottle. So not only can you melt things in it for cooking, you can also heat up your baby bottles, or better yet, sterilize things. You're carrying around a baby, a pacifier falls to the ground. Oh, shoot, what am I gonna do? Pop some water in the microwave for 2 minutes. It boils, pop the passy in there, and all of a sudden, sterilize and clean. So multi-purpose. Not only do you get 2 sides, melt the butter in this side, and then sterilize pasties on this side. Do what you want, and that's only $29. So that's absolutely worth it, especially since I have this Dr. Brown spa baby bottle spa that I never use, and I can't melt butter in it. So definitely a better bang for your buck. Okay, so I have my melted butter. So here's my melted butter. Another great thing about this recipe is you do not see a mixer. You do not see a hand mixer or my big KitchenAid out here. I'm sure you can use a new Tupperware whip and mix. I'm sure that would work great as well, but I'm just going to use a Tupperware spatula, which is one of my favorite products. And I found out on Tuesday that you can pull this apart and use this too. Loretta taught me that, and I had no idea. So thank you, Loretta, for that one. But I'm just gonna use a normal spatula. So got my butter in here, and now I'm going to do 1 1/4 cups brown sugar. So there's a couple tricks in this recipe that are gonna make it extra chewy and extra soft. That is more brown sugar than white sugar. We're gonna use cornstarch, and we're going to use the melted butter. All of those are tricks to make a more soft and chewy cookie versus the other alternatives that you may normally use, which is your melted butter, more white sugar than brown sugar, and that kind of stuff. So I've got my brown sugar in here, and now I'm going to use, I think it is 1/2 cup of white sugar. So that's the sugar combo. And another trick of the trade for you guys to know, if you're ever going to make cookies like this and you're like, I don't have that much brown sugar, I have way more white sugar. Fine, mix with it, play with it. It doesn't have to be the exact same amount. You just might have a little less chewy or a little more chewy cookie. It doesn't really have, too much to do with it. As long as you use the amount of sugar, it's the molasses in the brown sugar that makes a more chewy cookie. So if you use more white sugar, it may be a little bit crunchier, but some people like that. So that's just something to know. All right, so I'm mixing my brown sugar and my white sugar with that melted butter, so I don't have to have my mixer. Now, another trick, I've got my egg in here, and I've actually poured my vanilla in here already, because why not, right? So I'm gonna turn around and get my whisk a little bit, and I'm gonna whisk this up. Difference between this egg mixture, I've used 2 eggs, 1 full egg and 1 egg yolk. Another way that just kind of gives this recipe a little bit extra, but not extra time and not extra money, nothing else is extra. Just a little bit of extra work I'm using to split these eggs, and I'm pretty sure Tupperware has a product to help you split the eggs, right, Mom?
Yes.
So I didn't show you that product, but it does exist. I got to go ahead and split it myself. So 1 full egg and 1 egg yolk, and then you just disregard the egg whites. So you can use it for an omelet in the morning. You can use it for a bunch of other different things. So whatever you want to do. But I disregarded it, and now I'm going to pour my egg in here, mix all this up, and then easy peasy. Now I have my dry ingredients over here, and I've already put my cornstarch, which is something else, like I told you, that's going to make it a little bit chewier and softer of a cookie. I've got my cornstarch in here, I've got my salt in here, and I've got my baking soda in with my flour. So mix that all together, super easy. And one thing I was reading, because I read a lot of blogs that I love to cook all the time. So I read a lot of blogs, and one main thing, if you have flat cookies, a lot of it is because you are under measuring your flour. And if you have fluffy cookies, it's because you're over measuring your flour. And a lot of that is because you're using the wrong measuring cups and measuring spoons. Well, guess what? Tupperware has the best, most accurate measuring cups and measuring spoons out there. And that's in like multiple magazines. Like that's some stuff the Tupperware lady's telling you, right? Because, you go to buy something and everyone always tells you that they have the best and they are the best. Well, Tupperware tells you, but also so does everybody else. It is the best measuring cups and it's the most accurate. So if you're an amateur baker and you want to be good, I would start with the best measurement cups if I were you. And then you start off with the right tools for the job so that you become that much better. So mixing this all up with my hand, I don't have to have my mixer. I don't have to have any of that stuff. If my 3-year-old was sitting on here, he was helping me out. If he wants to put his hands in here, whatever, most of the time it's the family eating it. And if it's not the family eating it and they don't want the baby germs, then they probably shouldn't be in my house because they're all over the place. So look how easy this came together. It's like the easiest cookie dough ever to make. And I bet you that Jenny and Mom could tell you it's delicious because we had to test it out just to make sure it was delicious. The other day, I had made it at home, but I live in Atlanta. So I brought them 2 cookies, but I didn't bring any dough or anything like that. I was like, we have to make this. And it's so good and it's so easy. And we use the Tupperware products. So I made them taste it and they both agreed that it was delicious and we had to make it. But then, of course, we had to make it again here. So perfectly, the dough is perfect. Now we're going to add our little Valentine's flare from our counterscapes that are beautiful. I have so many of these in my house. And I don't know if you can see these behind us, but we have them here too with a bunch of fun stuff. But we're going to put about a cup of these in here. If it was Pam's idea, we would put none of them in there, but we're going to put them in there because most people like M&M's or chocolate chips in their cookie dough, and most people like them baked, but not everybody. So we're mixing this up, and my favorite thing about this recipe is I don't always want to make 30 cookies because I don't need to eat 30 cookies. Although I want to eat 30 cookies in one night, I don't need to eat 30 cookies in one night. So what I do is I get these awesome freezer mates that Tupperware has. These are the new and improved freezer mates. They're better than the old freezer mates, and they just fit perfectly. The lids are great. They're awesome. I have pre-cut some parchment paper, and what you do is you literally just take some of this right here into the scooper, pop it in, and you freeze the cookie dough. And then you put them in your freezer, and when you have friends over and they say, oh, I'm dying for some cookies, you say, do you want it raw or do you want it cooked? And I got both. And then you continue to come over here and you get your awesome Tupperware silicone mat, and you take some of either the frozen dough and plop it on here. If you don't have the frozen dough, you make up this batch really, really quick, and you put it on here, this wonderful silicone mat, pop it in the oven at 350 degrees for 11 minutes, and all of a sudden, these drop dead gorgeous cookies, also stored in Tupperware. So this is my recipe for you today. It's great, it's easy, it's delicious. You can make it with your babies, you can make it without your babies, you can make it with wine, without wine, whatever you want to do with all these wonderful Tupperware products. You can store them in here, wherever you want to store them. They're perfect, and you can also do a demo with all these beautiful things. But also, start with the best product, get the stuff that measures right. Back to you, Pam. Good job, Pam.
Let me kill this.
You're so funny. You're killing me. All right. And so Ashleigh, thank you so much. Could you do me a favor? I asked Jenny to pull me out a product that we could give away. I knew I had these down there. I want to give away, when we have our 29 recruits, Matt, see those Mickey canisters over there? Go ahead, Jenny, pull those up. I've got 2 sets of these adorable Mickey canisters. We're going to give them away for recruiting this week. And one person is randomly is going to be picked. Of all the recruits that go in, one recruiter will win. And the person that recruits the most recruits, now I will give this to the person that recruits the most recruits this week. And if we need to break a tie, sales breaks a tie. So you want to have a lot of recruits so it's not tied, all right? Or else you have a lot of sales and you don't have to worry about it. So it's going to go to the number 1 recruiter, sales breaks a tie, personal sales breaks a tie, and a random draw of everybody that recruits. And so we've got a really fun way to thank you for helping us make our birthday goal of 29 recruits. Like, aren't you glad I'm only 29? 29 recruits. And if we go over 29, we're going to have more gifts, more gifts, more gifts. They are so stinking cute. You want these cute, adorable Valentine Mickey, and they're ready for you. And so as soon as you are in them, you're going to get them. You'll have them in time for Valentine's Day. And this is exciting. Thank you so much, Ashleigh, for your great demo. I loved it. Maybe I'm partial. I think she's adorable.